So, what do colleges look for in their applicants? Many of us are well aware they look at a student's cumulative GPA. Many colleges look at the weighted GPA. So, when you look at your transcript, you can find your weighted and unweighted. And most of the time, the cumulative GPA they're using is the weighted. They look at your rigor of curriculum. If your high school has honors and AP courses and you have really good grades in your college prep courses, did you try some of those honors and AP courses? They're going to compare our school profile to your transcript and your grades to see if you challenged yourself at the level that you should be challenging yourself. Often, they also include ACT and SAT scores into one of these big three things. You may find colleges that don't weigh as heavily on the ACT and SAT scores, and they look more at these top two things. And particularly this year with our COVID-19 situation, most of the colleges that our seniors are going to be applying to, those colleges are now test optional this year for them. And if you watch the presentation on ACT and SAT, we get into that a little bit in that presentation. So if you have questions about that, please click on that presentation to learn more about what colleges are doing to deal with ACT and SAT currently and in the years to come. So what else do colleges look for? They look at recommendation letters. Some colleges require recommendation letters, some colleges do not. So as you're perusing college websites, you will see the requirements. For example, Kent State is a college that does not require letters. That's a popular school that's a good example of that. And another school near us that's popular is Case Western Reserve, and Case Western requires 2 teacher letters. So those are a couple of examples for you, schools nearby that many of our students apply to. They do look to see if you were involved in something, although again, with COVID-19, they understand that many activities, whether it be school clubs, church youth group activities, and other things students do, including even employment, may have been canceled or delayed because of COVID-19. So you should not feel pressure if you have not done as much since this pandemic has started. They also, some colleges, I should say, require essays, not all of them. You will see that if you use the Common Application, there is an essay prompt on there, and your senior English teachers help you with that, which is really great. They do that in the first quarter of your senior year English classes. Many colleges, though, you may run into do not require an essay. So again, using Kent State as an example, if you use the Kent State application and not the Common Application, it is significantly shorter and does not require an essay. Some colleges require or recommend an interview, and you will see this more with selective colleges. Now, this doesn't mean you get an interview on the college campus with an admissions rep or somebody important, but you may have an interview locally with an alum. They may want to meet you at Panera or even at our high school to talk with you and get to know you a little bit so they can make a recommendation then to the admissions committee. Again, you may not see this if you're not applying to selective schools. It's not super common with schools that are mild to moderately selective. Also, some majors, as some of you well know, if you are interested in performing arts, music performance, or anything like that, including fine arts, visual arts, you may be required to do an audition or a portfolio. So that last slide we were looking at, when it talks about 3 of the top things that are super important, if you are a performance major of some type, that is something that then becomes also very important in the application process.